Welcome to the Thunderdome, everyone, or as it's more commonly known, Earth. Today we're diving headfirst into the geopolitical mosh pit to rank the world's strongest nations. We'll be judging them based on their economic and military might because, let's be honest, those are the two measuring sticks that really matter on the global playground. Now we're talking about countries that could throw their weight around in a UN meeting, countries that make other nations nervously adjust their posture when they walk by. But remember, even the mightiest have their weaknesses. For every glistening skyscraper, there's a crumbling infrastructure project somewhere else. For every aircraft carrier casting an imposing shadow, there's a ticking time bomb of social unrest. So buckle up, because we're about to see who's truly running the show, and more importantly, if they can hold on to that power. First up, we've got the reigning heavyweight champion of the world, the United States of America. You know them, you meet them, but one thing's for sure, you cannot ignore them. They've got the biggest economy on the planet, churning out more greenbacks than a money printer after a caffeine binge. And don't even get me started on their military. They've got more firepower than a Michael Bay film, with enough aircraft carriers to play a very expensive game of battleship in any ocean they choose. But let's not act like Uncle Sam doesn't have his fair share of issues. Remember that whole national debt thing? Yeah, it's not exactly pocket change. We're talking trillions of dollars, folks, enough to make even a Wall Street banker blush. And then there's the ever-growing chasm of political polarization. It's like the country's playing a constant game of tug-of-war and the rope is about to snap. Add in crumbling infrastructure, a healthcare system that's more of a horror show, and an ever-growing wealth gap, and suddenly the land of the free and the home of the brave is looking a little less, well, free and brave. Next up is China, the dragon waking from its slumber, and boy are they bringing the heat. Their economy has gone from 0 to 60 in record, and largest on Earth. Seriously, they're like the overachiever in a class of economic powerhouses, and the other nations are starting to sweat. And let's not forget about their military. They've been on a shopping spree, loading up on shiny new toys like it's going out of style. They've got hypersonic missiles that could deliver a strongly worded letter to anywhere in the world in a matter of hours. And their navy is growing faster than a chia pet after a rainstorm. But even a dragon has its scales, and China's got a few that are looking a little worse for wear. Human rights concerns, yeah, those are still a thing. And we're not just talking about a few parking tickets here. Then there's the aging population. Turns out decades of that one-child policy has left them with a bit of a demographic time bomb. Oh, and let's not forget about their environmental track record. Let's just say they're not exactly winning any awards from Greenpeace anytime soon. Now let's head north to Russia, the land of vodka borscht, and a healthy dose of don't mess with us. This is a nation that knows a thing or two about power. They've got a nuclear arsenal that could make a Bond villain blush, and their military is about as subtle as a bear trap in a ballet studio. Plus they're sitting on more natural resources than a doomsday prepper's wet dream. Oil, gas, minerals, you name it, they've got enough to make even the greediest oligarch drool. But even the fiercest bear needs to hibernate sometime, and Russia's economy is looking a little sluggish. Their reliance on oil and gas exports is like a teenager who still relies on their parents for allowance. It works until it doesn't. And then there are those pesky international sanctions. Turns out invading your neighbor and annexing a peninsula isn't exactly great for business. Who knew? Add in a shrinking population, rampant corruption, and a leadership style that's more iron fist than velvet glove. And suddenly that bear is looking a little less ferocious. Next up, we've got India, a nation bursting at the seams with potential. They've got a young and vibrant population, a rapidly growing economy, and a military that's not afraid to flex its muscles. Plus, they've got, which let's be honest, is a superpower in its own right. They've got more software engineers than Silicon Valley can shake a stick at, and their economy is projected to be larger than the United States in a few decades. Move over, Uncle Sam, there's a new sheriff in town, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. India's got some serious challenges to overcome. Poverty is still a major issue, and their infrastructure can be, let's say, rustic in places. They've also got a few regional conflicts that are about as comfortable as a cobra in a sleeping bag. And let's not forget about the ever-present threat of climate change. India's one of the most vulnerable countries to the effects of a warming planet, and that's not exactly a recipe for stability. Last but not least, we've got Germany, the efficient engine that could. They're the economic powerhouse of Europe, with a GDP that would make most countries weep with envy. There are also no slouches in the military department, with a well-trained and well-equipped force that plays a major role in NATO. Plus, they've got a chancellor who's about as exciting as a bowl of oatmeal, but hey, at least she's stable, right? But even the most well-oiled machine needs a tune-up every now and then. Germany's got an aging population, which means fewer workers and more people drawing pensions. They're also heavily reliant on exports, which is great until there's a global pandemic or a trade war. And let's not forget about their history. They've been nationalism and militarism before, and let's just say it didn't end well. So while Germany might be the picture of stability and prosperity now, they've got to be careful not to repeat the mistakes of the past. And there you have it, the world's strongest nations laid bare with their strengths and weaknesses. It's a messy, complicated and constantly shifting landscape with no clear winners or losers. Each nation has its own unique set of advantages and disadvantages, and it's impossible to say with certainty who will come out on top in the long run. Will it be the United States, clinging to its superpower status? Or will it be China, the rising dragon breathing down its neck? Or maybe, just maybe, a dark horse candidate will emerge from the pack. Who do you think will rise to the top in the future? Let us know in the comments below.